Hi everyone, Pat Huntoon here from Technique Junkies. Today we're going to be doing a little exploration into a fairly new product by Studio 71, which is actually made by Darice. They are Studio 71 alcohol-based markers. And today we're going to be looking at this 24-piece set, which retails right around $48 when it's not on sale. And as you can see, it's got a pretty good base of colors here. The only thing it doesn't have is a blending marker. So you will need a blending marker because it's important to blend. But you can see it's got a nice little arrangement of colors here. And what I did, so I could do a comparison with Copic markers, the most popular alcohol markers on the marketplace right now, is I made a little chart. I went through all of my Copics and I more or less matched up all of the colors, and I will turn this into a PDF and include it at the end of the video, but you can kind of see it here. And not all of my matches were exact. I mean, the ones that are starred here, you can see I had trouble finding an exact match in my particular stash of Copic markers. I'm sure there is exact matches, or there are exact matches to these, but and I have a pretty impressive Copic collection, but this is the best I could do to match them up. So what I decided to do is to see how they stack up when they are colored side by side. And you'll have to excuse this one because I was actually messing around with a new stamp platform, the Tim Holtz stamp platform, and my ink was a little dark and I smeared it. But this was my tester to see how they stood up next to one another. And I think you'll be surprised at which one is the Studio 71. So what I thought I would do is do this video showing you actually coloring both pieces. First I'll color it with Copics, and then I'll come back and color the second piece with Studio 71. And I will, on the bottom of the screen, I will flash the name of each marker that I'm using in each area so that you can kind of see side by side. And then we'll just compare the pieces again like this, and you can see it done. But I'm actually going to stop talking so you don't have to watch me color this in real time. I can speed it up for you and it'll be a little bit more tolerable. Okay, so before I do that, I just want to show you what we're using is the Technique Junkies Let It Snow stamp, SD 815. It retails for $8.95. That's what it looks like. And here are the two stamped images. One is a little lighter than the other. I let them dry for a good long time so they're not going to move around. I also, just so you know, I'm using Nina Solar White, Classic Crest, Nina Solar White, 80-pound cardstock, which is a great Copic or alcohol-based cardstock. And I'm using it with Memento ink, Tuxedo Black Memento ink. All right, so I'm gonna move the markers I'm not using out of the way. We're going to start with these markers, and I'm gonna get started. So I'll be back at the end of the video to talk to you a little bit about what I did, and I'll give you what my final results are and what I think is a recommendation for you. Here we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the Studio 71 markers. So I'm going to open the package and go ahead and pull out the same markers. And then I'm going to get started. Okay, now I'm ready to start coloring this one, and I'm going to be using, I'm going to have this actually pretty close by me so I can do it exactly as I did the other so that you can see them side by side. Note that the colors aren't exactly the same. It's just what I have in my stash as opposed to the colors that there are. So I'm going to get started. Here we go. There you have it. We have the Studio 71 coloring versus the Copic coloring. Now I would like to mention a couple of things. The green, which is the main portion of this snowman, this green is more color intense than this green. I just didn't have anything that was an exact match within my Copics to make them exact. But you can see you still get pretty darn good coloring out of it. The major difference I noticed when I was coloring it, first of all, we'll use the magentas here. It's backwards as far as this. See this strip here? This strip here shows you where the, on this one, where the chisel tip is. And on the Copic marker, it shows you where the brush tip is. So that took a few minutes for me to get used to. I don't know if you saw me fumbling around a little bit with which way the marker actually went. The second thing that took some getting used to is that the sketch markers, the Copic markers, the actual tip is firmer than the tip on the Studio 71, excuse me. There's a piece of junk paper here, sorry. I've got to do it down here. So you'll see, this is the Copic, and you see how that bends? That's the Copic marker, and then this is the Studio 71. It really doesn't, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's just firmer. So when I'm doing upright like that, I actually kind of liked that I could get firm little dots where see how those are, see how these are firm little round circles? Oh, I guess they're good there. But I had trouble controlling it, the Copics, a little bit more than I did the Studio 71. So those are the two major differences. However, I would like to say if you do not have a big investment in Copics right now and you are looking for, or you only have a few Copics and you're looking for an inexpensive way to plump up your overall alcohol marker stash, Studio 71s are a pretty darn good deal. They are not refillable markers, but I believe that the price reflects that. At Technique Junkies, I've decided that I'm just selling a few different sets. I'm selling the set of 48. I'm selling the flesh tone set, and I'm selling the blender marker because that's what I'm choosing to do. And I think that that really covers most of what you need. Of course, Copic markers have an extensive range of colors that you can purchase, but for the beginning alcohol ink or the supplemental person who maybe doesn't need it all at once, I certainly believe that the Studio 71 markers are a pretty darn good investment. And I'm going to just zoom in on that so you can get a better look at that and really see those. And you can see side by side, not really all that much difference. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up. If you can always leave me a comment if you have any questions about the markers or how they work. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching today.